is Tanya and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is actually, it's an unboxing. We're going to do it in real time. It just arrived this afternoon. I'm going to unbox even the packaging box with you. And I think we should get into it fairly quickly. I'm actually recording this video and I'm going to post it before others that I have banked because it's time sensitive and there's a little bit of story time to go along with it. So today's unboxing comes to us from Fashionphile. Fashionphile is an online retailer, reseller. They also have a New York City showroom. Unfortunately, I couldn't go to the showroom. I'm still at home recovering from a fairly intense surgery, but I was able to place this order online. And the reason I opted to go for Preloved is because it is a bag. It is a brand that is currently out of my price point in new boutique purchases, right? So, sorry, I should have opened the outer part of this box. But right here, I think you guys have, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you, like me, have seen this before. But that's old is new. And then the Fashionphile. Oh. I thought there was confetti in these things. We found one piece of confetti. It is a large bag. Oh, here it is. The confetti's on the bottom of the box. Right there, it's all pink and gray. And here is the Fashionphile nail file that they send. So, right now, usually if there's a bag that I want, I'm usually able to purchase it, even if that requires like saving some for some time. But there are a few designers that are still out of my price point, even in that way. And I would say that those would be designers such as Chanel. This is obviously a Chanel bag. And this is, we're gonna unbox it in just a second, but this is the Chanel Just Mademoiselle bowler bag. And the reason I bought this bag is because I actually placed an order from the RealReal. And I placed an order from the RealReal for a Chanel bag maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. And it came, and I'm gonna insert a photo of it right here. This is a photo of my actual purchase. It's a Chanel Stitch expandable frame bag. It is vintage. I believe it's not vintage yet. It's almost vintage. It's from 2007. I love the bag. I love the style. I love a frame bag. But it arrived, and its condition, its description was very good. And it arrived in very good condition. The condition was so good that it didn't seem real to me, because that bag looked like it had barely been touched, if ever. But when you pulled out the serial number, that serial number looked like it had been through a lot. Like if you had seen a bag that had maybe like a faded interior or something like that. But this bag, which is supposed to be calf leather, was very, very stiff. And I know that something like that can happen from being boxed away for too long. So right away, I got in touch with, it just didn't sit right with me. And I checked it out. The serial number, date-wise, was appropriate. All of it was appropriate for the time frame, but it just wasn't sitting right with me. There was something about it, and it had to do with the fact that the condition was too good for a bag of that age and a bag that was supposedly used, right? So I reached out to them right away, and I actually spoke to them, and I asked them. They offered me a refund, even though they say they do not do returns. So if you question the description, if you question authenticity, they will issue you a refund. But I actually asked them, could you re-authenticate this? Like, I would like somebody else to get this, because I really did like that bag, and if I can keep it, I would love to. I got a great price for it. I got it for around $980, and it was a beautiful bag. I really loved it. I had even bought accessories for it. I got to modernize it just a little bit. Stuck here. I had bought this charm to go off the handles, and I have this really nice scarf to go along with it. So I was ready for that bag, but unfortunately I don't think it was meant to happen. I think what's inevitably going to happen is I think that they might find that it is not authentic, and I'll then at that point accept the refund. If they say it is authentic, then I have something to think about. But in all that time, I have watched so many, I mean, even before that, I had watched so many pre-loved videos before I made the choice. So I did my research, and a lot of people said that if you were gonna do Preloved Chanel, you should go with Yogi's Closet. You should go with Fashionphile. Fashionphile does free, returns for the life of your purchase, whatever. So they're obviously easier to work with. And when I made that decision between that bag, I had two in mind. One was the frame stitch bag. The other was the Chanel Just Mademoiselle bag. And the price difference between them was not huge. One was like $9.80. The other one was $12.25. And actually in that time, the one that I was looking at on Fashionphile sold out. But they had various styles and colorways. They had some that were bigger because there's medium and there's a small, there's a huge one. So to cut that story short, when I returned that bag, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna end up not keeping it. I was like, well, okay, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and move with what our other choice was. It wasn't a second choice, it was just the other choice. And so I went back onto Fashionphile. I found one, I found two. I found one in an ombre green patent leather, which was beautiful, but its wearability was questionable, right? Because I think unless you were wearing super neutrals, it was really going to be very hard to pair. And if I'm paying a lot of money, even though this is Preloved, I paid over $1,200. No, we'll go into the pricing in a minute, but I paid over $1,000 for it. I'd like it to be as wearable as possible. So I went for my other choice. I had two. The other one was an aged leather in gray, which is completely wearable all season, and I'm really excited to open it. I'm much more confident in this purchase. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but just in how well they've been, how often they've been recommended, how well their return service has been talked about, or their buyback. If I get tired of it in the next, I think it's 6 months, they'll buy it back for like 80%. So there just seems to be a better retailer to work with in that sense. So I'm very excited for this. I feel like I've been waiting for this forever because I waited for that other bag. It arrived and literally left my home the next day. I returned it back. So let's open her up here. It says used is the new. This is quite heavy. The other one was very light, even though, which was another thing, I thought that hardware was too light. And I did also want to say that the hardware on the frame of that bag, like there were screws that were intentionally sticking out, but you could cut yourself on that, and that didn't seem Chanel quality for me. And I know that Chanel has sometimes had issues with quality, but not to that extent. And this was also before their quality kind of went down a little bit. So right here it is in the Fashionphile dust bag. It should have its own inside according to the description. And I will say this bag also had a very good description. It said it had light, it basically had, you know, it would relax a bit due to wear, which makes sense. It is also quite old. I believe this is 2007.
And by 2007, I mean 2012.
I'll have to get that information for you. I do have it. I'll put it up when I put the pictures of the bag. And the price point was 12 and change, but it was handbag day, so they had an additional percentage off. So that took off about $119. So what I ended up paying was $1,081. We'll verify it, but that sounds about right to me. But here she is. She's very pretty. Here we go. She is very pretty. And obviously bowler bags had their moment in the early 2000s, which you're right, they've come back already, right? It's been 20 years. They're having their moment again, and it's right now. So I'm gonna look at it right here. So I had no problem getting a bowler bag style. It will always come back around. And I love that this was the quilted Chanel. It had the little hardware out here, the double CC. This gray is beautiful. It is metallic, so it has like a really nice soft shine to it. And this is one of my issues with that other bag, is that I'm feeling the leather on this bag. It is so much softer. It feels completely different. Yeah, and that one was also a calfskin. So here it is. It's the Fashionphile Certificate of Authenticity, Chanel calfskin chain clutch. This item has been inspected by our team of expert authenticators and is backed by our lifetime guarantee of authenticity. So I'm gonna really quickly try and find those damages for you guys. on the chain strap. I know that that's where they are. This side is good. This side, you see there's some wear here. It's not super significant because this bag is meant to be aged. I think it kind of just works with it. It is there, and that's like natural from use. There's a little bit right here. It's basically just like on the edge of the metal, but again, not something I'm bothered with at all because I think it fits to the style of the bag. So what I am seeing is just wear from the metal chain strap along. Is there wear that, and then you do feel that it's been used. It's definitely relaxed, but there's no like damaged paint on the corners. It seems to be just limited to where the chain was rubbing on the leather of the strap. So again, because this is a bowler, I believe its natural intention is this way. You can do this. I don't want to because I don't like that bar across. I think if I were to do a long shoulder, I would do it with the bar toward the back. If that's possible. Is it possible? Yeah, there we go. So I would do that. Yeah, it's a much cleaner look on the front. And then we're gonna open it up. And this came in 2 styles. So one had the leather and chain strap. The other had, I believe, what's called the bijou strap. And there was a difference between the two. So this aged version has a frame on the inside, a clutch frame. And this is, the hardware on this is intentionally kind of faded. It's meant to look like that. And the other one had just a zipper pouch. And it was a zipper pouch and the bijou strap. And I actually really liked the frame element. So that was one of the other reasons why I picked this over the ombre green. So 2 things, wearability and all that good stuff. So here there are cards in here. What is this? So it's just talking about the leather. Put that away. I will show you one bit of fading that's on the inside. And then here is her dust bag. There's her Chanel dust bag. And then we're gonna find that serial number. It's right here. It's already pulled out for me. So it's right there. And the date code matches the year as well. Oh, and this was another thing on that other bag. You see how they all have a bar here on the side. They have the date code. And then right here it says Chanel. And then that other one I couldn't see it. I mean, that their strap was black, so it could be that it was there. My eye wasn't catching it, but I put like a huge light bulb and my phone on it, and I just could not see it. So right here, this one, they've pulled it out so that you can see it, and then you just tuck it back inside right there. And so there is, okay, hold on, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna open her up. There's the big frame right here. She is very clean. There's the little, she's very clean right here. And then there's just like the little clasp there that I mentioned. Here is, and I do know about the stains here. So right here, I'm gonna pull her out, and there's discoloration on it, on the stamp right there. It looks like they dropped something on it, maybe like hand sanitizer. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so I'll show you what it is. Okay, so it's not discoloration, which is what I thought in the picture, that I thought maybe they dropped alcohol or something on it. There's something on it. So like, it kind of looks like maybe a kid's Play-Doh or something was just like on it, so you could like scratch it off, but I'm not gonna do that. There are a few little very, very, very light scratches here on the leather patch. Nothing significant. So here we go. Yeah. I am much, much happier with this purchase. Just the feel of it, the weight of it, and it's a fairly light bag, but the weight of this is more significant than that bag that was like twice its size. The metal on this chain strap weighs more than that in the entire frame on that other bag. And this is just soft and buttery leather, where that other one was stiff. I mean, it felt like a leather bag that I could have bought anywhere for like $40 or $50. It was obviously leather, but it didn't feel the quality that I knew it should be. So my question to you guys is, in the comments, please let me know what you think I should do. If they come back and say that they're authenticating it and that it is authenticated Chanel, should I keep it? I've already spent the money on it. If I get it back, I get it back. If I don't, if I decide to keep it, I'll keep it, because I really did love that bag and I'd like to keep it. And I will keep this one as well. And then I unintentionally kind of got 2 Chanels at one time, which was not something I was expecting. And that's it. This is a hard stop to shopping. Nothing's going to happen until the new year. But if you were me and it comes back authenticated again, would you keep it? Or would you go with your initial gut instinct and just say, please give me my refund, and kind of leave it at that and just move on with this new little one, which I am very happy with. I will say also, they did say that this one had like a little bit of a musty odor. I don't smell it, but the reason that I don't smell it is, one, I just did my hair here, so like it has my like shampoo and conditioner I smell. And two, in preparation for the fact that they said that this was a little bit musty, I took out a few things to see if I could combat that. One, dryer sheets. They work for everything to make everything smell fresh and nice. Two, Amazon recommended these odor drop balls. Basically, like, you put them in your gym bag or your sneakers if they happen to smell. So I thought if they work for a gym bag, they would absolutely freshen up like a purse. The other thing I got was a sachet right here, you know, like the kind that you put in your drawer or in a closet. Smells really nice. Smells like orange blossom.
And by orange blossoms, I mean
so
orchids.
I figured I could just drop that in here. And the reason I'm okay with this is because the lining is twill, so I know that none of this is going to damage it. It's not like it was leather lined, and I know that that could affect it. So I was thinking, like, maybe inside the frame part I could put either the dryer sheet or one of these like little balls and see what happens. Let me know if you got what you guys have tried for, like, even in your own bag that maybe has gotten like musty from like storage. Let me know. Right now, between fall allergies and having these like very fragrant things around me, I can't smell this, so I may have to take a second whiff at it tomorrow. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and post this first because I do have like that return. It's going to be coming in the next couple of days. You're going to let me know about that authentication process. I have to make a decision fairly quickly, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump the line with this video. All right, thank you all so much. Good night.